There is an idea of a Patrick Bateman, some kind of abstraction, but there is no real me, only an entity, something illusory. And though I can hide my cold gaze, and you can shake my hand and feel flesh gripping yours, and maybe you can even sense our lifestyles are probably comparable, I simply am not there.
In 2005, Jeffrey Epstein would finally face repercussions for his molestation to a 14-year-old girl, and after that, he was unfortunately cut a deal by the Miami U.S. Attorney Alexander Acosta, and that would only sentence him to 18 months in jail. He was free mid-2009.
A few steps, a smile, and a wave to the deputy at the door. We watched Jeffrey Epstein walk out of jail, but only his attorneys heard from him. The last chapter took place behind bars. Epstein served 13 months of an 18-month sentence. Jail time followed court time when last June, Epstein pleaded guilty to procuring a minor for prostitution and solicitation. Epstein faces a 1-year house arrest.
With Jeffrey Epstein now out of prison, he could finally turn around his life, do some good, and actually change the world. And I so dearly wish that was the outcome. But the reality would seemingly be a lot darker than we thought.
Epstein interview,
walk me through the whole thing.
Speeches.
It starts with a dinner. Just walk me through it.
It was boring.
Where there's all these like leaks being teased all the time and then nothing. Nothing ever happens. Just release the files.
And this just felt like a behemoth of a subject because they just dropped 3 million new files on Epstein. Like, that is a lot to digest. So I stayed quiet, I observed.
Before we continue in this video, I want to give my condolences to anybody that was affected by Jeffrey Epstein. This video is not in a crass way, rather to see how one fictional character actually mimics our current society here in America. And I want to portray this in the most respectful way. So we're going to go ahead and look into the life of Patrick Bateman and how his life mimics a lot of the elites in our society.
Over there. Come on, Bryce. There are a lot more important problems than Sri Lanka to worry about.
Like what?
Well, we have to end apartheid for one, and slow down the nuclear arms race, stop terrorism, and world hunger. We have to provide food and shelter for the homeless.
Now that all sounds really good, but unfortunately we have real life individuals who think otherwise. Let's go ahead and take a look into Bill Gates.
Every minute I spent with him, I regret and I apologize that I did that. It's factually true that I was only at dinners. I never went to the island. I never met any women. And so, the more that comes out, the more clear it'll be that although the time was a mistake, it had nothing to do with that kind of behavior.
Thank you so much for watching this video, and if you made it to this part, consider leaving a like, subscribing to the channel, and commenting down below your biggest concern when it comes down to the files. With that being said, hopefully this channel has gotten monetized and you're able to become a member where you get many perks to the channel, including getting the video a day early. With that being said, let's go back to the original video. Much like the fictional character Patrick Bateman, Bill Gates is seemingly able to skirt the conversation and denies any kind of wrongdoing with the press, saying that he only went to the dinners, never attended any of the island business. But it seems as though his constituents actually cites him in a very interesting conversation allegedly had with Jeffrey Epstein. Reading,
"Cool, I'm excited. Also, I've been thinking a lot about that question that you asked Bill Gates. How do we get rid of the poor people as a whole? And I have an answer/comment regarding that for you. When can I call you today to discuss this?
This piece alone isn't damning, but it is very interesting to see the fact that Bill Gates later has even more interesting ties to Jeffrey Epstein, allegedly in a draft that Jeffrey Epstein wrote to Bill Gates. Let's check that out. Dear Bill, I cannot believe that you have chosen to disregard our friendship developed of over the last 6 years. I am aware that accidents happen. It is how each of us has chosen to deal with this unfortunate event that has me dismayed beyond comprehension. You have decided to discharge me from my job. Had Larry, your PR person, tell me that I engage in morally inappropriate behavior, ask me to be the major actor in a cover-up so that you can maintain the reputation that you have worked so hard to achieve. Ask me to recommit to the confidentiality agreement and have categorically told me that we cannot have any direct ongoing business relationship. At this point, I'm going to skip down to more of the pressing situation that shines a light allegedly on Bill Gates. To add insult to injury, you them employ me to please delete the emails regarding your STD. Your request that I provide you antibiotics that you can surreptitiously give Melinda and the description of your penis. You also made it clear to me that I am not to refer to, as that is another topic that must remain between the two of us.
So typical, isn't it?
It's just strange. One day someone's walking around, going to work, alive, and then
Nothing.
people just disappear.
The earth just opens up and swallows them.
Eerie. Really eerie.
Listen, you'll have to excuse me. I have a lunch meeting with Cliff Huxtable at Four Seasons in 20 minutes.
The reason why I use American Psycho as a comparison to Bill Gates here in this instance is due to the fact that Patrick Bateman in the movie itself uses a disguise in order to act like everybody else, but seemingly he has some dark internal thoughts. There was even a scene in the movie where they go to the club and the audience seems confused at the time. Is he actually saying these words to the bartender, or is he just saying it in his head? And we're seeing the inner immaculations of what's going on. Bill Gates has built up such a persona similar to Patrick Bateman, where he is a philanthropist. He donates, he helps. But for some reason, we're seeing even darker sides allegedly that is coming out against this man. Patrick Bateman not only displays the desire to blend in, but also a similar trait that our next individual, Elon Musk, displays.
Aioli and a lemongrass broth, and the fish tonight is a grilled
With a double spicy.
God, I hate this place. It's a chick's restaurant. Why aren't we?
Epstein Island.
Because Bateman won't give the maitre d' head. If you'd like to take a minute, I'll be right back.
In the movie American Psycho, a common place that a lot of people would actually anticipate going to but hard to get into is the Dorsia. And I'm hard pressed to say that Patrick Bateman's Dorsia is actually going to be Elon Musk Epstein Island. Allegedly, it looks as though Elon Musk would like to join any kind of crazy party that Jeffrey Epstein was hosting, but seemingly due to the files that we see was never actually able to go to them. And again, all of this is alleged. We're gonna go over Elon Musk first actually looking at the documents as the saving grace against Trump, to then actually be listed numerous times in the document. Let's take a look into Elon Musk. Elon Musk vehemently wanted the Epstein's list to come out to get back at Donald Trump, stating on X, "Time to drop the real big bomb. At the real Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, Donald J. Trump. Even responding to this post, mark this post for the future. The truth will come out. Either Elon Musk allegedly had sent this email to Jeffrey Epstein and forgot about it, but in the documents we have this email thread says, "Do you think I'm stupid? Just kidding. There's no one over 25 and all very cute." That was from Jeffrey Epstein. Then we have the next one being Elon Musk attached to it allegedly. "I run and lead product design / engineering for 2 complicated companies. Moreover, SpaceX is about to launch what is arguably the most advanced rocket in history. Flying to New York to see UN diplomats do nothing would be an unwise use of time." The next email is going to come from Jeffrey Epstein. "Any plans for New York? The opening of the General Assembly has many interesting people coming to the house." So this email alone has Elon Musk conversing with Jeffrey Epstein. But we have more. So the timeline is kind of wonky, but we have allegedly Elon Musk being banned from the island, but this takes place a year from the last email that I had read. This is all again alleged. Reminders, you are to meet up with John Christensen in PB on Thursday, November 27th, Thanksgiving. Elon Musk is to go to the island on December 6th. Brockman's Edge Art event is Monday, December 8th in Palo Alto. And to make matters worse, we also have Elon on X stating a few things, saying, "I have never been to any Epstein parties ever and have many times called for the prosecution of those who committed crimes with Epstein. The acid test for justice is not the release of the files, but rather the prosecution of those who committed heinous crimes with Epstein." As one of the loudest voices of the people trying to release the files, maybe he's trying to shout so loud that he is not seen as a participant to these heinous acts. Much like the commonality with all the elites wanting to go to the Dorsia within American Psycho, it is very apparent that this Epstein Island was one of the elite stop shops that was actually sought after by the elites themselves. Even in the movie, you have Patrick Bateman get so upset he kills an individual because he was unable to go to Dorsia. So the measures to which these elites in the real life is probably unmeasurable, as we don't even get to see the full scope of what is truly going on.
Yes, I know it's a little late, but is it possible to reserve a table for 2 at 8 or 8:30 perhaps?
When it comes down to Elon Musk, it looks as though he has the desire to go to the forbidden. And even though this might be alleged, a lot of documents are still coming out and being verified. The reason why I did a comparison to American Psycho is just overall the world that Patrick Bateman lives in. It seems as though it's that he cannot fit in, as he has a very carnal and evil instinct inside of him to be released, and we see it later on down this film. Jeffrey Epstein is the very same, though he was propped up by a lot of people with a lot of power. The corruption runs deep. We don't know if there is going to be any prosecution for the individuals that are cited in these documents. It seems as though is that these documents was just a push out and say, here's all we have, look through it, oopsie, we're going to redact a lot of things here because we don't want the elites to be affected, but we want the victims to be exposed. It's a backward system, and it's sad. And I hope that you enjoyed this video introspection of American Psycho Patrick Bateman and how a lot of the elites represent a lot of traits that this man bestows. With that being said, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll catch all of you in the next video. Peace.